Hey, welcome. The other day I spotted this cute Kodak camera. It came with a box, some guides for shooting without a light meter, and a timer. It looked a little sad. It had a leather a little worn out, so I decided to make it prettier. First of all, I cleaned it and masked all the parts I didn't need to be painted. Do you know what it is to struggle with things? Like you want to do it perfectly, but it takes a lot of time and often you fail? Well, this part is that part. This camera has to be folded when I paint, but as I am taping the gaps, the tape doesn't let the camera close. Also, doors and a body have a gap where primer and spray paint can get in, so I need to cover those things up. You see just a couple of minutes of me struggling, but it took me a solid couple of hours just to tape it. So enjoy my struggle. After I finally taped everything and a primer and base color are on, it's time to get sketching. Can you guess what design I am doing? I think it's an easy answer. Yes, it's a classical design. Birds. Design from which it all started. I recently had the opportunity to attend a trade fair, and it was a day I'll never forget. This was my first time ever showcasing my work in a public setting, with my cameras proudly on display. For weeks leading up to the event, I immersed myself in preparing for it. Each day spent painting, sanding, and meticulously fine-tuning every detail. I wanted everything to be perfect, but as the day drew nearer, so did my nerves. Being an introvert, I found myself consumed with anxiety as the hours ticked by. In fact, just an hour before the event, I almost didn't want to go. Thoughts of self-doubt crept in. What if nobody even glances at my cameras? What if no one cares? I was on the verge of convincing myself to stay home, but I pushed through those feelings and made my way to the venue. And I'm so glad I did, because I couldn't have been more wrong. The trade fair itself wasn't overly crowded, but that was part of its charm. It was an analog photography fair, a niche event that drew a small but dedicated crowd. The atmosphere was calm, peaceful, and filled with a shared love for the craft. From the moment people began walking in, something magical happened. Almost everyone who passed by my booth stopped to look at my cameras. I watched with wide eyes as they admired my work, offering kind words and compliments that warmed my heart. They were genuinely impressed, and I could hardly believe it. As the event progressed, I began to feel my confidence grow, little by little. Although my introverted self still didn't feel like talking much, I found a quiet sense of comfort in the fact that people were enjoying my work without the need for me to say too much. After all, it was my first time, so I think I can cut myself a little slack. But then, something incredible happened. A follower of mine showed up. Yes, someone who had been following me online recognized me and came over to introduce themselves. I was absolutely floored. I never expected to meet a follower in real life, and the experience left me feeling so flattered and humbled. It made the whole day even more special. All in all, the experience was such a positive one, and I can confidently say that I'll be participating in more events like this in the future. I've learned so much, and I'm excited to continue sharing my work. So if you want to stay updated on where I'll be next, make sure to follow me on my socials. You won't want to miss it. The painting is now over. Do you remember how this camera looked at the beginning? Well, look at how it looks now. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to look for my socials in the video description, and see you in the next video with another find to paint.